Well, how good is this? We're down here in the trenches here at Townsend Oval where no other camera has come on a live stream day, but Bar TV has got exclusive access in here, and it's all about the volunteers here on Bar TV, and especially the Newcastle Rugby League. Check out this. This is the hub of height. The customers coming in, look at all this. They can get their lollies, they can get their Snickers, there's even Chubba Chops, there's chocolate, there's grape, there's everything here. The chips, of course, how good's that? You've got the originals, you've got the salt and vinegar, and the people behind everything that you see are these ladies right here. We're joined by one of them that have been here for years. How long have you been doing this for?
Just a couple of years.
Yeah, how good is it?
It's really good. It's a lot of fun sometimes. You get to meet all the guys and, you know, a lot of different people from the different clubs and stuff. Yeah, it's great.
What do people mostly want? Is it the good old sanger? Is it the hot chips? Or is it just about everything that's gone off?
Just about anything that's hot. Basically anything that's hot. Yeah. We do have this great chicken and gravy roll, though.
Really? And I've just noticed the chips over here. So come over here. Let's come over here and talk me through how you make a very good hot chip. Now, is it about spinning it or is it about the temperature of the chip?
Well, I would actually ask Eddie. Eddie's our resident cook here.
Hey, Eddie.
How are you today?
Good, mate. How are you? This is Eddie. He's the chip maker here, CHIP, and he's also does an array of... What else does Eddie do?
My most job for chips, that's it, sponsor chips.
Really?
Make it hot always.
Now, Pauline Hanson used to do a good chip.
Yeah, I'm better Pauline Hanson now.
You're better than Pauline?
For sure.
And you haven't got red hair either?
Yeah, because he haven't kicked me out, that's why.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So let's just see what you do. So you drip the chips, do you? You give them a... that's the technical lingo. So it's all happening here. This is Ed doing his best here at South. Look at that. How good does that look? That is absolutely stunning, Ed. Great job. Now, as you can see here, the chips are selling like hotcakes. Just come with me here. Fantastic stuff. We might come down at half-time and get some chips. What do you reckon? Absolutely mouth-watering. Let's go around the grounds. We've got the sides coming through as we speak, but it's game day here at Townsend Oval, and we've got the kids too. Mate, who's going to win?
Obviously South.
Big score?
It's going to be 48-0.
48-0. Who do you think will be the first try scorer?
South.
Yeah? Want to play for South when you grow up?
Yeah. No, Knights.
Knights?
And then move on from then.
Yeah. Seat of origin around the corner. Who's going to win?
Probably Queensland, but up New South Wales. So.
Good stuff. Well, you enjoy your day.
You too.
All right, well, this is it outside here at Townsend Oval. We've got everybody here. Look who I found. The raffle man from Western Suburbs is here. What's happening, mate?
Oh, not much, mate. Just over here in West watching the boys, hoping the seniors get up and have a win.
You're not selling your raffle tickets today?
No raffle tickets today. It's not Arca Oval. It's South's ground today, so they can run their raffle.
Tell you what, you boys are really in tip-top form coming into this match. You're, right through to 18 today. Even Mark Tafua's back.
Yes, we've got not our full strength, but we've got nearly our strength there. But I think the seniors will get up, I reckon. Not by too much, but I think they will get up.
Well, guess what I've just found? It's not the RSPCA, but every man and their dog. Where's that dog gone? Just follow me. There it goes. Maybe follow the dog. We might be, good on you, mate. We'll see you later. But, yeah, as we come back here, look at this. This is where we just were. There's the girls over there doing a fine job. And a lot of the spectators here, they've been coming here since South have come into the competition. And it's Old Boys Day here today at South Newcastle as well. As we have a look around here, this is where all the crowd comes from. We might come along this way. Just follow me. This is the South side. They're coming back from their workout. This is Tim Christie. Tim, how are the boys today?
Yeah, mate, they've warmed up well. Hopefully get the win today, eh?
Yeah. You're a bit of a trainer these days.
Yeah, mate, with the injury last year, I'm out till about around 11 this year, so managed to pull the canary yellow one. I don't think I look too bad.
What happened with the injury, mate?
I tore my ACL in the prelim last year against West, so it's about a 9-month recovery, so it puts me out till about the 11th round this year.
Confident today?
Yeah, very confident. The way we warmed up was really good, so I think with the amount of people that are here, we can put on a show for them.
All right, no worries. We might follow you back into the sheds, actually, and see what's happening. We've just got permission from Matt Lantry and also Ben Cross to be able to go into the inner sanctum right here on Bar TV Sports. Of course, taking it to the new level, Bar TV Sports. Big crowd in here. As I said, it's Old Boys Day today. South Newcastle Lions, well, they've only won once this year. They're coming off the back of 3 losses, but it's always a big clash here against Western Suburbs. Here's a few of the faithful that have always here at South Newcastle. Mate, you've been coming to South for a long time, haven't you? Talk me through that grand final last year. You must be still dreaming about it.
We are, and the whole club is, and we're still riding a high. We're finding it a little bit tough at the moment. There's a lot of our juniors coming through into the senior grades now, and Crossy's put his faith now in the juniors, and hopefully we'll be fruitful in the end, you know. But our lower grades are going quite good, and that's all we can hope for, just a good season all around.
What's it mean to come out here on a Sunday afternoon to Harker for you? I mean, it doesn't get much better than this, does it?
Well, I'd rather be at Townsend than Harker.
Townsend Oval, would I say? Tarka Oval, yeah.
But no, it's great. It's a great atmosphere. Old Boys Day. It's good to see the old faces. But anyhow, while the sun's out and we've got good footy in front of us, I'll enjoy it.
Indeed. All right, mate. Well, you have a good day. Well, let's just come back this way. As we come around, we've got the babies out here as well at Townsend Oval. Now, this is everything that rugby league has to offer. We've been inside the canteen, but check this out. This is as pure and organic as it comes. Check this out. This is the steaks on offer here at Townsend Oval. It's been happening for a long time, and it's Old Boys Day, as I mentioned here. We've just seen reserve grade finish, and we are just about to get ready for kickoff. But before that, we might be able to just get a few more chats with the boys here today. Mate, we're live on the World Wide Web. Who's going to win today?
Oh, I got no idea. I don't know.
South all day.
We've got the kids here. How you doing? Who's going to win today?
Yep, Go South!
You want to play rugby league when you grow up?
Yeah.
Who's your rider? Who do you look up to in rugby league? Who's the best player?
Thurston.
Jonathan Thurston. He's injured at the moment.
Greg Inglis.
Greg Inglis. Well, he's depressed.
No, we can't go Greg Inglis.
Can't go Greg Inglis. Not a fan of Inglis?
He's out. No.
He's out. Who do you go for, mate?
Knights.
Newcastle. Who's your favourite Knights player?
Let's go.
You want to go? Are we holding you up? All right, then. No, that's fine. Gagai. All right, then. Who's going to win today?
South.
All right, well, you better go get your spot.
For South.
Do you? Fantastic. And we support Souths right here on Bar TV Sports. Well, the players are about to come out. We better head back up into the commentary box. We're going to be joined this afternoon by Western Suburbs prop Dave Dryden. So stay right here. Round 6 of the Tui's Newcastle Rugby League. good is this? Western Suburbs coming out onto the field. Got Dave Dryden up in the commentary box for his first appearance ever right here on Bar TV Sports. Welcome to the commentary box, Dave. How are you, mate?
Thanks, mate. Yeah, good.
Tafua's back, I see.
Yeah, mate, he had a bit of a calf injury, so he straight back into his number 8.
Well, let's go through the Western Suburbs Rosella side as they'll take to the field here this afternoon. At fullback, we have Brad Tye, Willis Alatini, and also Callan Richardson on the wings. We have Jamie Ellis and Simon Williams in the centres. Ryan Walker and Sam Keenan in 6 and 7. Mark Tafua is back, the captain, in 8. Chad Redmond in 15. Baker in 10. Mannion in 11. Stone in 12. Shillings in 13. And Chris Knight in 14, along with Herman, Ling and Petro. Well, we're just waiting now for the home side to come out onto Townsend Oval. Let's go through their side, the South Newcastle Lions. Mitchell Knowles at fullback, on the wings is Affleck and also Flanagan. Wormsley and Manafoa in the centres. Glanville and Keelan in 6 and 7, along with Papulei, Higgins, Simpson, Higgins, Lawrence, Campbell, Peterson, Levick and Piccioni. And of course they're coached by Ben Cross. Now Western Suburbs, you boys are coached of course by Matt Lantry.
Yep.
How do you find Matt as a coach, mate? Has he brought a lot of professionalism back to the Rosellas camp?
Yeah, mate, he has. He as soon as he stepped in, he put his own little spin on the team that we haven't really had for a while, and it's been a really good change. A few things in the shed, which is really good. He's got a lot of old premiership winning teams posted up around the sheds, which is a really good feeling. As soon as you walk in the shed, you're like, this is pretty impressive. So, really good things like that. And the centenary team, they've got all big photos hanging around the sheds. And, mate, it's really good. Training's really technical as well. So that's probably a thing that most of the boys haven't seen for a few years, but they would have all been used to it with coming through the junior nights and some other junior teams as well.
Mate, your mate, Mark Tafua. Now, of course, over the years on Bar TV, there's always been this thing between you and Mark. We might just get back to that as we're underway. Yep. Sunday afternoon football on Bar TV Sports. Western Suburbs coming out of the southern end in the first half. But yeah, rivalry, a little bit of banter between you and Mark. How good is it?
Mate, it's good. He's a really good friend of mine, and I have a lot of time for him, and then that respect thing too, like obviously where he's been. So it's all good friendly banter. It's good to see him actually come back from that rock that he stood on earlier on in the month, so it's good to see him back. Pretty strong carry first up.
Yeah, good set of 6 here for Western Suburbs. They've drilled the ball downfield in between Affleck and their fullback in Knowles. In the in-goal area comes Knowles. He comes back in the defensive line and he's put down there by Elias just outside their own 10-metre line. So South Newcastle Lions, the first time we've seen them live on Bar TV Sports since Grand Final Day 2016, and what a memorable day that was here for everybody here at the club. Of course, winning their first premiership since the late 80s, of course. They had to wait nearly 25, 26 years in between drinks as they hit the short side here, and this is Lawrence. So they're out to the 40-metre line. Last tackle now here at Townsend Oval. They're going to boot the ball downfield, and this is Richardson. He's got Ty at the back, and he's a late inclusion. Richardson into the side here this afternoon. And Matt Lantry, he's only behind us, watching on. As this is Peter Mannion. I understand this is Pete Mannion's 12th year at Western Suburbs and second-year dad.
He's like a bottle of red wine, old Pete. He seems to get better with age. He works real hard at training, and so it's hopefully he's not retiring anytime soon, and he'll stick around for a few more years.
So Keenan gives it away now to Williams, and he hits the go button. Got it back to Ty. He's inside the 10. He's still going, and he's tackled 5 metres out, last tackle now for the Rosellas. What are they going to do? It comes away now to Walker. He's got to go back to his 20-metre line. Away now to Elias. Now it's been intercepted by Wormsley, and Souths here, Dave, have come up with the football, 30 out from their own goal line.
Yeah, they hustled pretty well there, Souths. Good, lucky, I think, there with a little intercept. I think you'll see, Pete, too, there's a bit of change in the start lineup. Big James Livick's out there with the big afro in the middle. He's number 15, so I'm not sure if he was supposed to start, but yeah, big James Livick played with us in the knockout a few years ago. He goes all right.
Speaking of Livick, he offloaded the ball there, and the Lions come quickly to the halfway line here. So 5 minutes gone here on Sunday afternoon football. You're on Bar TV Sports. Back there now to the kick. Keelan pumps it in between the fullback and the winger. Ty's got to go away and just see this ball go in the touch. 5 metres out in front of a huge crowd here at Old Boys Day.
Yeah, great day for it too, isn't it, Pete? Not a cloud in the sky. Looks real fast too. The field, play the balls, the speed of the game looks pretty quick. So lucky I'm not out there.
So referee this afternoon is John Taylor, assisted by Brendan Callender and Matt Jones. And there is the crowd here on Old Boys Day. They've been here since 11 o'clock this morning. There's the pavilion. The Merriweather Pavilion in the background, bathed in afternoon sunshine here. Seeing the scrum being formed, and that is Ryan Walker in 6. He got the Coach Award last week over Central. He's the leading try scorer in our competition as well. 8 tries so far this year. He's been in outstanding form.
Yeah, mate, he's come into the club really red hot. Played against Walks a fair bit in the local league and in the knockouts and stuff like that. And mate, he's just a breath of fresh air. He's really, really spot on with his professionalism in the club. He does a lot of stuff to prepare his body, and mate, there's no surprise whatsoever that he's really hit the straps.
Mate, what can you tell us about the man that just played that ball then, Baker? He looks like he enjoys his footy.
Yeah, mate, Wits is good. He's the same. I think because they're young and they're fresh, they've come straight from like a pretty high level with Cup, and mate, he's a great bloke. Wits, he come into the club and really bought into what we're trying to do with culture and a lot of them things, and he got most of the club having the same old, like the fancy little handshake that everyone's accountable for, and if you don't perform the handshake, it's a little penalty within the club. So, mate, he's really good. He's come in, and mate, he's on fire as well with walks, I think.
So Wormsley's with the football. He's wrestled into the ground there by Elias, just short of their own 40-metre line. Comes back then out to Levick. He hits it up in jersey number 15 and runs straight into a 3-man tackle. One of them over the top there was Baker. They'll get up and play the ball. It's the last tackle here. Sunday afternoon football with Dave Dryden and Peter Jolly. Look for the kick. There it goes. Ty. This time it goes straight down to him. He collects it after the one bounce. He comes back, and there's the welcoming reception committee, led of course by Lachlan Wormsley, about 40 metres out from their own line, Western Suburbs. Not a great pass out of dummy half there by Elias, and bit of an error here, so we'll see a scrum going down, Dave. 40 metres out from the Western Suburbs Rosella's line.
Yeah, mate, it'll be a good chance for South to have a crack at the boys and see how they respond indeed. It's been a bit of an arm wrestle, but it looks like West have sort of had a bit of the upper hand here, so it'll be good to see how it goes.
There it is there on the replay. Alatini just couldn't control that ball, so opportunity now for the home side. South Newcastle Lions, they've lost 3, won 1, 7th place on the competition ladder. Manafoa, he hits it up now to the 40-metre line. So 0-0 the score here on the Bar TV Sports scoreboard. Comes back then out to Luke Higgins, the brother, of course, of Liam. And he's dropped down about 15 metres out centre of the field. Coming onto it now is Levick. He says, give the ball to me. And he runs straight into Tafua. Ball's out the back. Did he lose it? He did. Scrum will back down, 10 out.
Yeah, unfortunate error there for Big James. Just a bit of a loose carry. But I'm sure he'll try to make up with it. He'll try to come out with a big hit now, if I know James. But good footwork there for the big fella, I think.
I think, look at that.
Yeah,
He thought, how do I go about tackling this big unit?
Yeah. I think we're just chucking in a bit of kung fu there. A couple of chops on the arms.
Kung Fu master.
Yeah.
There's the trainer just coming off the field now. It's a pretty warm day here, considering we're nearly heading into winter. 25 degrees according to the Bureau as we just check our Bureau of Met. 22.1 degrees here. So it's a fairly hot day here in Merriweather. Good weather for the beach.
Mate, it is nice weather. I think.
This is Tafua. He charges up the middle of the ruck and he's going to be dropped down there from Levick. He'll play the ball 8 metres out from the halfway line. Now it comes away to Richardson. He now takes on Manafoa and they wrap him into the ground along there with Luke Higgins. Plays the ball back centre of the field. Keenan comes out wide now to Shillings and he takes them inside the South territory and he'll get up and play the ball there after Liam gets off him. They go to dummy half now. It comes back away. They're going to put the ball downfield. This is a high kick. Pressure at the back. And they diffuse the situation nicely there, Mitchell Knowles, and comes back away with it there before he's wrestled into the ground by Peter Mannion there. Dave Dryden, 20 metres out from his own goal line.
Yeah, it's good to see South. They're working pretty hard. They seem to be all wanting to work for each other, and you know they'll be probably trying to get a good set of six in here and a nice kick and try to get in that arm wrestle. And they've just won a penalty there, so big piggyback for South there.
John Taylor awarding the penalty to the home side. So they're not going to waste any time as we have a look at the instant replay. This was the penalty going against Western Suburbs.
Yeah, here they go. It'll be interesting to see how young Ryan Glanville goes. He's only a young fella, and I'm sure Wits and Wowes like Warren Shillings and Mark will try to ruffle the young fella's feathers a bit, so it'll be good to see how good he goes just off a rep game yesterday as well, I think.
Dave Dryden in the commentary box as Brendan Simpson hits it up to the 30-metre line, comes back then out of Glanville. He now sends it away to Luke Higgins, and he's dropped down there by Baker. He'll get up and play the ball, centre of the field, options left, options right. They come back through the right-hand side, and hitting it up now is Brendan Simpson. He's tackled with 10 minutes gone in the first half here on the Bar TV Sports scoreboard. Back to Glanville. There's a chance out wide. They go themselves. This is Keelan, and he's coming back on the inside, and he takes the tackle. Last tackle now for South. What are they going to do? Look for the little kick into the in-goal area. There it goes. Here come the Chasers to score the try. Well, we said look for the kick. He could read it from a mile away. Try to South. They lead 4-0.
Yeah, really nice touch there from young Ryan, and I guess I wanted to see what he could bring, and he definitely brung a fair bit, so plenty of time. Little show of the dummy, nice little kick in. He's got the boys turned around a little bit, and yeah, young Lachlan Walmsley, is it, in for a try. It's a good set. I think that's what they really needed, South, after a bit of an arm wrestle at the start. Good game. Looks like a really good game. Might be in big for a pretty tight tussle.
It's quick. And Ryan Glanville, if he's not setting up tries in 2017, he's also scoring tries himself. Glanville has picked up 5 tries alone this season, so he's no stranger to the try line. They're number 6, they're 5'8". So the kick will come from right out here on the touchline. Lining it up will be Jason Keelan. There he is on the screen now. Just trying to dodge the shadows of the Western Sun. What's he doing? He's just thinking,
for his kicking team.
He didn't want to put the heel into the ground, did he?
Yeah, stand it upright like the old days.
Yeah. Did you miss the old days?
Mate, I do. I really do. Like watching the footy now is a lot of the push and shove, as you see. Like you sort of always want to go and see a bit of the biff, but you also miss the old school, the old sand buckets. I remember the sand buckets getting run out, the ball upright, straight up and down. It was good.
We should have a retro round.
Oh, that'd be outstanding.
Let's see, this kick's going to be outstanding.
Oh,
just waved away, just turn left.
Yep, bit of wind going that way.
Dave, you've walked the ground before you came up into the commentary box.
Yep. I hobbled around.
On your crutches?
On my crutches, yeah. No, I went out in the middle of the field and I done the Richie Benno test. I put my keys into the pitch. I'd be staying away from that. I think the fleet-footed boys will be happy to be in there, but if I was out there, I'd be running on the edges.
We're back underway, Sunday afternoon football. Souths have been able to register first points.
Big James.
Look at him go. If you ever want to have an afro on your head, take a look at this on Bar TV Sports. There's a promo if you ever want one.
Yeah, I just had a look around to see Big Crossy to see if he was choking on his chewy, but he seemed pretty calm and ended up getting a penalty out of that. So I think Big James got lucky with that. Just tuck it under the wing, big fella. You're a strong runner.
He's blowing into that walkie-talkie, Big Cross, isn't he? He's using a bit of battery power.
Yeah, he used to.
Doing good things here at the club, of course, in his first year as coach. Taking over from Todd Hurrell, who was captain and coach here at Souths. They've lost a few, I guess, since their grand final days, but with each hit up, they'll learn combinations and they'll only grow onwards.
Yeah, 100%. There was obviously a fair few, you know, Toddy Hurrell going on and Willie Head obviously heading back to down the bush. I forget where he went, Orange or somewhere. So that's a bit of a gap, but the bloke just there, he's pretty crafty. I think he'll take a lot of responsibility and he's always dangerous. He go jumping out, having a look, making sure the D's always working.
This is the halfway line, and this is Simpson. He's going to go straight up in the middle of the field. Wrapped up, 45 metres out, last tackle, back to the kick. Keelan pumps the leather out of this kick. Ty, under a little bit of pressure, looking up into the afternoon setting sun, but like every good former NRL player, makes it look simple at the back.
Yeah.
How do you find Ty at fullback? I mean, he had a brilliant game last week. I thought he's able to do a lot more at fullback, I think.
Yeah, last year he started off there, and he's a very good communicator. He talks to you a lot. He points. You can just tell he brings that professionalism from that top level back down to here. And yeah, mate. I think with Brad, he might have been a little bit hesitant with being out the back with having a few hamstring injuries, but mate, he'll only get better. And I personally think that's his spot. He's pretty dangerous out the back. He's pretty crafty, and he's got some nice footwork that can, do some damage to some of the defenders. So, yeah, personally, mate, I think that's where I would have him if I was there. And
what a leap and what a catch!
Great catch.
Injured. Yeah. Might be able to check out a Bar TV replay here. Never an easy catch. But something happened, and we're about to see what that something is. Just take a look at this. Brilliant leap.
Oh, bit of a swinging arm there from Witts. I don't know if he collected it. It was a bit hard, but might have been a bit of a knock to the back of his head, old Mitchie. Mitchie Knowles. Played with Mitchie here a few years ago when I played at South. Yeah, he cleaned him. Didn't miss, I don't think, there.
There he is there. Baker. Baked him.
Yeah, baked him. Seen that movie with Tom Cruise, The Last Samurai? Old Witts. Looks like one of them. Put a robe on him and a samurai sword, and he could probably be a double out of that.
I like it.
I don't think he'll like that sled, but
I don't think.
I think it's the man bun that makes him do that, the man bun.
So Souths just waiting for their teammate to come out from the middle of the field to the touchline, and we'll get back underway here. So 4 points to nil on the Bar TV Sports Sunday afternoon scoreboard. Stay with us. 16 minutes gone, and this game is fast and it's electric.
Solid tackle from Hawks there, really strong defender.
So through the middle of the game they come, and straight into Elias and also Shillings. This is Campbell, player's player and coach's player last week for Souths. Higgins sends it back through the back line. Keelan. That's the 30-metre line. They're going to pump the ball downfield, and Willis Alatini, the player's player last week for the Rosellas, is hitting it up, and they've got good field territory here. Dave, 45 out when the tackle count starts.
Yeah, mate, good field position. We'll see. Be good to see how we go here. They've had a few things go their way, and here goes Richo down the right hand side.
Manafoa collects him. Keenan, Mannion. Lost the ball there, the Rosellas, and the Lions pounce on it inside their Lions' den, 20 metres out from their own line.
He'll be really unhappy with that, I think, Mark. Watch out. He might spin out the line here and try to make up for it. Might try to put a big shot on old Marky boy.
The match of the round. We've got a question for Dave Dryden. Hit him up on Twitter. Hashtag Bar TV Sports. As we see Nathan Campbell playing it back away down at Keelan. They come up the right-hand side of the park.
Just on that question, Pete, Adam Bettridge, you're not allowed to send in any questions, mate. Stay away from Twitter, please.
He's the Twitter king in the Newcastle Rugby League.
He is. He does it on Facebook and Instagram, apparently, so he must have that Twitter account red hot.
Adam was our co-commentator last week. Dave Dryden this week. Good to have you here.
Thanks, mate. Pleasure to be here.
There's a penalty. What was that penalty for?
Oh, I think he was just holding on a little bit, maybe dragging the leg. Yep, just holding on a little bit.
So momentum, the pendulum, it's swinging as we have a look at the replay here. As Western Suburbs find the touchline here in front of a parochial crowd here at Souths. They've had plenty of things to cheer about, winning the competition last year, and have been able to cheer to the height of their lungs so far in this clash. We've had 19 minutes here on the Bar TV Sports scoreboard. Backer comes this time to Baker, and he's wrapped up 15 metres away from the line. Back to Shillings. He rumbles inside the 10, and Campbell collects him. Plays the ball back there now. Comes back away to Redmond. He now fires away to Keenan. This is Ty. Away to Williams. He's got support, but he elects to go himself. He's collected and brought down 5 metres out for the line. Comes back away now again to Keenan. This is Baker. He's within 2 metres of the line. Trailing by 4 here on the Sunday afternoon scoreboard. Last tackle now for Western Suburbs. Lost it. Lions pounce on the ball and they've come away with it here. 5 out for their own line, Dave.
Pretty good defence there from South, I thought. A little bit of a breakdown here. What's going on, Johnny? Knock on.
Would you like to know what's going on, Dave?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Let's check this replay out.
Bit of a double knock on, maybe. See what Johnny points to.
Johnny Taylor. Touch judges out here is Brendan Callender and Matt Jones on the sideline this afternoon. State of Origin on Wednesday night. Where will you be, Dave?
Probably at young Richo, Cal Richo's house. A few of the boys probably going over there and watch the footy over there. As Jimmy, get that down.
I think he's lost it over the line. And the crowd agree. Let's take a look at this on the replay. Well, he tried to reach out, but unfortunately, theatre of the mind can be a great thing. And we've all played the game of rugby league, and we all know what it's like to lose the ball over the line. He'll be doing it tough right now.
Yeah, he'll be pretty disappointed, Jimmy. He's same as the other boys that have been at a high level. He takes footy pretty serious. He'll make up for that. He'll try to make up for it. Good chance for South to get through a good set, put the ball down the other end and put some pressure on, hopefully put the pressure on the West boys.
This is Old Boys Day, right on the beach, Merriweather.
There's a few boys over in the green room, very vocal when you go over there. When you're down on that line, geez, you hear a lot of stuff coming from the crowd and the Old Boys. They really give it to you. It's good. Seems to be a tough character, you young Higo. I think he's only a young fella playing in the 20s, young Luke. Seems to play a lot above his weight.
Got the breeze behind them, and that's assisted the kick for touch. Just short of the halfway line. 19 minutes remaining in the first half. Dave Dryden in the commentary box. Here's Campbell, along with Levick. So the tackle counts. Restarted. This is Piccioni in to replace Lucas Grace in 16. Taking the shot there is Peter Mannion. So 18 minutes remaining in the first half. This is live and we're global trotting this afternoon. Dave, this is for Pulei down to the 30-metre line.
He's a big boy, isn't he? Number 8.
What do they do here? They're leading by 4. Do they keep the pressure on?
Oh, yeah, mate, I probably would. Still a fair while in the first half, and he's looking over, no, going to go for it. So, yeah, mate, I'd probably keep the pressure. They haven't had much ball down here, so, yeah, probably the right decision, I think.
So Liam Higgins sniffing around, looking for ball runners, finds it. Inside the 10-metre zone of Western Suburbs. 5 metres out here, second tackle. About to be hit up. Piccioni within 4. They're spread to the right. They go from dummy half. Higgins. Reminds me of the old Luke Critters from the Panthers burrowing like that.
Yeah, he's got some good bloodlines, Higo. His old man used to coach me when I was young, about 18, 19, up at the terrace. Really nice bloke. Really nice bloke.
Last tackle. Keelan. Welsh.
Good shot from the winger coming in. Lewis saved the try there, I think.
And Baker as well over the top, the big number 10.
Yeah, big Catman, big Marks coming off. Big Ryan Petros following on. 2 big bodies.
This is Mark's first game back for a number of weeks.
Yeah, it's good.
How's he feeling?
Oh, mate, he's a warrior. He just keeps going and going, and you'll be out there looking like probably looks like he's ready to come off, but he pushes out another 10 minutes. But mate, he'll be striding along. He'll be right.
Speaking of another strider in our Newcastle Rugby League, it's Shillings. I'd like to know how many minutes per match he plays. It's got to be 80 minutes each week, doesn't it? If he ever takes a break.
Yeah, he punches out a good 30 around each half, so, 60, 70, yeah, 67.
He's running 80%. Speaking of running, Alatini, he's got support. Back to Keenan. Shut the gate.
Yeah, nice try there. Boys supporting each other. So good try. I thought that was pretty lucky coming through there off their line. So good strong carry from Willis. He's improved out of sight, young Willis, from the last few years when he first come to West, and really hitting his straps now and it's coming the goods.
This is it on the replay.
Bottle Ryan.
How good is it? They're maturing with each touch. Alatini in and away, inside the 10, draw the fullback and give it away to your halfback for his first try of the season.
Yeah, big Sammy backing up as well from the rep team yesterday, so sure he'll be nice and sore and probably have some pain away salts or something in the bath tonight.
Speaking of the Rebels, they're through to the grand final. We understand that match will be taking place next weekend, possibly at St John Oval here in Newcastle. He's waiting for confirmation of that. It may well have been confirmed since we've come on air. Here's the kick. He's converted his own try, takes his personal tally to 44 points of the year with 1 try and now 20 goals. And Sam Keenan, he can bang them over from anywhere on the park, but he loves them from that close range.
Yeah, goal kickers will always love that. He might have a bit of an extra buzz around himself, I would say. I mean, he used to be. I think he's a South Junior. So you'll probably have a few mates here watching him.
So we're back underway in front of a big crowd here at Townsend Oval.
Nice collision there, 2 big boys.
Shillings straight and hard into the middle of the Lions. So 35 out from their own line. Starting to get on a roll. Making good metres through the middle, aren't they?
Yeah, they're starting to punch up well. Witts, I don't think Witts has had a break yet. He's getting through a fair bit of workload, same as Schiller, and that's a nice little nudge down there from Chatty. Or was that a knock on?
Did that come off the hand? Let's have a look at a replay. Taylor.
Unlucky. He looked a bit indecisive there. Didn't know whether to catch it or try to trap it with his leg.
This is it.
Ooh, bit of a bad bounce for the young fella.
Bit of a nail.
Yeah.
Fingernail on that one.
Yeah.
He's got good eyesight though, Johnny Taylor.
I don't know if he's got good eyesight, Johnny. It might have been from the sideline touch. He might have helped him out there.
Well, we've got time off. We've got an injury back down here on the Western Suburbs 40-metre line. We're just trying to identify who it is.
Might be Big Roman, I think. Big number 8. Seems to be all right.
Got to pack back into this scrum by the looks of it. Yeah, for Puliai. The only man out there on the field today with yellow fluoro boots.
Yeah, that's a shock.
What colour fluoro boots do you have, Dave?
I went for black this year.
You went for black? Keeping it simple?
Mate, yeah. I got the Jonathan Thurston black Asics. I bought them the day of the All-Stars game. I wasn't sure if I was going to get a run, so I didn't know. I didn't have any boots from the year before. They were all chewed up, and so I rock the black Asics. I might have to go back to the white ones. They seem to be a good luck charm.
Keeping it neutral?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's black or white, does it?
No, mate, it doesn't.
Even yellow. Nice tinge out there.
Or fluoro yellow, yeah.
So Western Suburbs getting closer to the try line. Walker, Keenan, Ty. He's got Williams. He takes them on himself. Bradley Ty. As I mentioned, very elusive with ball in hand. Mannion.
I think old Brad Ty might get a little bit more dangerous as a few games go on. Last year was a bit disruptive with a few injuries, and this year he had a bit of a twinge in the hammy. So if he can string through some games together, I think it'll be real dangerous, old Bradley.
So they go away from Walker to hit Baker right on the goal line of Souths.
South seem to work really hard together on their try line. No easy tries.
Walker, we know he can run from here. He can offload from here and support one another at will. Keenan flicks it out the back. They're keeping it alive. There's still a chance up the middle, but it's the last tackle, and there's going to be a turnover back to the line. But enterprising play there by the Western Suburbs Rosellas.
Yeah, the boys threw it around a fair bit there, and the South's credit, they really scrambled well and kept chasing around. So it's probably a good sign that Crossy's making them all work real hard for each other, which is good. How many are left from last year? You know, from the
grand final
the
squad.
Grand final team. It wouldn't be many, 4 or 5 maybe.
Flanagan, for Puliai, got a run off the bench, didn't he? Along with Higgins. Well, Higgins Simpson was there.
Young Higo might have been off the bench.
But I think
too.
it just goes without saying. I mean, Willie Hedder, he's just he took that grand final by storm, didn't he?
Yeah, that back end of the year, he really turned up the NOS and really accelerated through. And
Toddy Hurrell, of course.
Yeah, Toddy.
This is Ty. This is his 3rd season at Western Suburbs. It's his 2nd year.
Second year, I think, mate. Yeah.
Came down from the Gold Coast Titans. Got to start at top better as well.
Yeah.
Is he still there?
No. Mate, no, I think he's moved on. I think he's trying to work with some kids, and I think, not sure, but he might even have just started working with the NRL as an ambassador with some kids in Newcastle and stuff like that. So
putting back into the game, great to see.
Yeah, mate, he's a really nice bloke too, Bradley. He's got a lot of time for everyone, so he should suit that role really good.
They're coming through. Williams
Stunning.
is coming after it.
There's that
ball
double.
is going to go into the possession of West, and they've come up with a try from absolutely what looked like from the grandstand that ball was angling in towards touch, but it's set up for the Rosellas, and over they go, and they've gone out to a 10-4 lead.
Yeah, it's a bit strange. That try just looked like a little casual nudge in to get them pinned down in their corner, and out of nowhere there, isn't he? Sammy Keenan in the corner.
Picks up his double.
He's definitely got some mates here playing, old Sammy. Might even have his girlfriend here watching too.
Trying to turn it on.
Yeah, 100% after his little rep appearance yesterday.
So the kick from right out on the touchline. Picked up the first try, Keenan. And now the second try for Wests. 2 tries in the first 40 minutes of football. That man on screen, and he's not in any rush to kick this one from right out there on the eastern touch line.
Be a tough kick one, this one.
Breeze, there's the flag behind him. So he's kicking into the breeze.
And he likes a little draw, a little right to left like JT. Wonder if he does his little arm swing. Watch him see if he does a little arm swing with his kick before he plays. His right arm, there he goes. Must play a lot of golf.
Yeah.
Oh, he's hooked that.
He's hooked that too. Off the tee.
Snap hook. Says he's been doing that a lot on the tee lately.
Snap hooks.
Snap hooks. Said to me the other day, he goes, all I do is do snap hooks now. So I'll go to the driving range and I hit him straight as an arrow. As soon as I play, snap hook him into the trees.
Ten points to 4. Inside 8 minutes remaining here on Sunday afternoon Rugby League as we count down to the State of Origin on Wednesday night. And this is Ryan Petro. Mate Thurston's out of the Queensland side. Goes without saying that any side without Thurston possibly will do it tough. Are you a Blues man or are you a Queenslander?
Oh, can I play the fifth?
You going to sit on the fence?
Nah, mate, I'm a massive Queenslander. Ever since I was young, I've always been Queensland. I cop so much flack over it. But nah, mate, I've been a Queenslander. I think I just remember seeing little Alfie because I was small when I was younger. I was like, oh, I like him. He's small. So I just started following him.
He's probably been the smallest Queenslander that the Maroons have had over the years too. And
yeah.
Keenan, he's not as small as Alfie, but he was able to put that boot downfield.
And it looks like Alfie's out there, number 14 for West, with a headgear on.
Chrissy Knight. So South's here. Run straight back into Elias. 6 minutes remaining in the first half. He hasn't blown many this afternoon, has he?
No, he's sort of kept it off. Kept the whistle in his pocket, which is good. Be good to see how Souths go here. Like they've had a bit of a change in the tide. So I reckon if they could score one here before half time, I reckon that's a really good effort for them.
Watch out, Dave. That ball's coming towards you. Oh, it's just missed your head.
Nearly got me.
Piccioni wrapped up there from Chris Knight. Souths, what have they got leading into the break? Rumbling down to the 40-metre mark. Collected, of course, by Ryan Petro and Chris Knight. Peterson to the 30-metre line. They're looking around. Here comes the support out the back. Keelan sending it away. Welsh driven sideways into the turf there from Ben Stone. So they come back up the short side. This is Lawrence. He puts it onto the toe. Walmsley coming through. Collects it. And he's dropped down there, Lachlan. Just short of the try line. Last tackle now for South. 5 to go before half time. They're up quickly. There's the kick. It's heading towards the crossbar. But diffused in goal by Keenan. He was awake to that.
Yeah, he's switched on, Sammy.
Is he always switched on?
Yeah, mate, he is. He's pretty vibrant at training. He's good.
That's the halfback. And he's also setting up a fantastic combination with Ryan Walker, isn't he? 6 and 7's lethal.
Yeah, mate, they work really. They go really well together. Walks and Sammy, I think they're on the same page, so which is what you want. Be interesting to see how Milf and Cronk go in the State of Origin, talking about halves, 2 new halves. It'll be interesting to see.
Looking forward to that. 8 o'clock Wednesday night up at the Cauldron. This is Walker. Dangerous inside 30.
Good tackle from the little fella there, the 7 on walks. It's pretty big, deceptively strong walk, so that was a really good tackle from the young half.
Herman giving it away to Jacob Ling. Last tackle. The Sun in the eye line. What Sun? Says Souths. So they've been able to take the ball, but they've been able to end up in goal in touch. So we're going to have a goal line dropout. This is how it unfolded.
Yeah, that's pinpoint from Sammy. Right before the try line. Great kick.
What about Callan Richardson taking him from the field of play and driving him back over the in-goal?
Pretty aggressive little red fella, isn't he?
He's firing.
Yeah.
In our pre-game, we went inside the canteen, Dave, and we caught up with the chipper opera.
Yeah.
They do good chips here.
Mate, they do.
Speaking of redheads, we alluded to Ed, who was our chip man.
Yep.
That Pauline Hanson does a good chip, but I tell you what, how good's Ed's chips downstairs? Have you tried Ed's chips?
Mate, I lived off Ed's chips for a while. I was here for 3 or 4 years at South a few years ago, so I know the chips very well.
Elias, great ball! Alatini, he's over before half-time. What a ball!
Yeah, that was nice. Crossy's yelling into his little microphone now. I don't think he'd be real happy with that. Right before half-time, I think he would have been pretty happy going into half-time with only down by 1 try. That probably puts a bit of salt into the wound.
Speaking of chips, of course, have a look at this. They were after all the ingredients out here that they could get to put together the perfect try. The chips turned in their favour there.
Yeah, probably a little bit biased there too. That was pretty silky by the boys. Nice quick hands, nothing simple. Nothing too flash and mean, just nice and simple, quick hands.
But that is it about Western Suburbs. They make the simplicity, it's just so effective when they're just, as you mentioned, the word slick couldn't have been more demonstrated there perfectly than that try. Very slick. Yeah. I mean, how's his replacement coming out?
Yeah, we do a lot of that. When Matty first come over and put his own little spin on things, that it's sort of like taking it back a few years and really simplified what we done at school, at training. Nice kick from Sammy, just didn't come back there. But yeah, mate, he come in and he made training really simple and made us work on the simple things, and that was just evident there. And there was a few pressure errors that happened last week, and straight away on Tuesday we're doing little drills to do with that, passing under pressure and fatigue. So just showed there that the boys are really working on their mistakes.
Matt Lantry was telling me throughout the week that when the guys go out to train out the back before coming out here onto the field, he doesn't have to say anymore. He's done everything. He doesn't worry about going out for the drills or anything like that. His work's done at that stage. Yeah,
mate, he does. He has his little pep talk before we head out, and it's pretty spot on. And then he just leaves it up to the boys, and so he should too. Like, there's a fair few experienced players out there, so he just puts his little spin on things and then leaves it up to the boys, which is good.
That's Ryan Petro playing it back tonight. Ball's on the ground. Keenan's got to go and attempt to pick up the dregs.
Might get one in here before.
1 minute remaining on the scoreboard over there at the pavilion end of the ground. So a chance here for Souths.
I think Crossy would be really happy if he got one here before half time. Bring it back to 4 points.
So Souths getting it up.
It's a good mop of hair, isn't it?
How? I'd love it. Would you love it?
Like, as long as it's not grey, I'm getting heaps of greys come through. Good tackle by the nightmare there.
It'd be a nightmare to shampoo.
Yeah, I know. Be like a shaggy dog, wouldn't it? You'd have to get a fair bit of shampoo in that one.
You'd love to just touch it.
Yeah. Hate to get pulled while you're playing. I didn't even get past you and just get reefed by your hair.
Souths, 10 out. Higgins Wrapped up by Knight. Flicks out the back. 8 seconds to go here in the first
Might
half.
get one more in here.
This is the last play for South, and we're going to take you live into the sheds after this at half-time as well. Here's the high kick. Alatini's underneath it. It's come back for South. There's a chance out wide. They put in a kick.
40-20.
Ty's got to go back away and just see this drop over the dead ball line. So that's half-time here, Dave. And Western Suburbs go to the break leading by 10. It's 14-4 on the Bar TV Sports scoreboard. What do you make of the first half?
Yeah, mate. I think it was a pretty good half. Bit of a seesaw in effort. Pretty tight game. So, mate, I think South will go in and regroup. Big Matty Kennedy heading underneath the grandstand. So, yeah, mate, they'll regroup, try to come out and start fresh. I'm sure Matty will have a few things to say about the boys. They bit of a drop ball and every now and then. So. That'll be good.
All right then, well we're going to be interactive as we can possibly get here on Bar TV Sports here this afternoon, Dave. I'm just going to leave you here in the commentary box. We've got cameras everywhere. I think there's one just behind my ear hole looking for wax. But we're going to go inside the sheds hopefully and see what we can find out. So I'll be back in a few minutes and mate, you get into that big meat pie that you've got there.
I might need to.
Townsend Oval. The pies are still going nicely as well, we know that. Well, it's half-time here at Souths, and Western Suburbs are leading by 14 points to 4 at half-time. And judging by the parochialism of the crowd, check this out. The food is going hot dogs here at the moment. Mate, that is smelling delicious. You've been here all day?
Yeah, since 9:30.
9:30 this morning. And as we said, it's Old Boys Day here today, and everybody's coming along for a snag or two?
Yes, it's been pretty regular, pretty strong, I suppose. Not as good as what it has been some days when there's a semi on and you've got people 7 deep at the fence, but generally speaking, it's been pretty steady.
The boys are trailing by 10. What do you think the coach Cross is saying to them now at half-time?
Lift your game, I would imagine. So that's what they need to do. Unfortunately, often when you score first, you can't. The other team comes back a bit stronger, so that's affected them.
Well, mate, you don't have to lift your game. Look at you. You're on fire, literally. You're doing a good business here. Fantastic stuff. Well, thanks for your time, and hopefully Souths can come back into the match in the second half, and I'm sure they will. We'll have a look at this. The kids are out today as well with their mums and dads. A South supporter, I take it?
I play netball for West, but I am a South supporter because my dad does the sausage sizzle there. So I'm a little bit biased at this game. I kind of just go for the winner.
Your dad's doing a fantastic job. They smell fantastic.
He has. He's done a fantastic job for about 27, 28 years doing the sausages here. So as a kid, we grew up coming here regularly, collecting the cans of beer. Thanks, Dad. Doing the cash for cans, and always been a long time South supporter, but in the recent years have jumped ship over to West for netball, which we go well.
That smells good. We're live on the World Wide Web right now. Can we just have a look at how good this sandwich is? Have a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. This is why you come to Townsend Oval to get this.
So it's fresh bread mixed with a beautiful steak, a little bit of onion and barbecue sauce.
delicious.
And it's very tasty. Are you expecting me to have a bite live on television?
Yes.
Okay, we'll do that.
Goes down nice.
It goes down very well.
Good stuff.
No worries. Thanks, guys.
Thanks very much for that, and we'll see you soon. All right, well, as you can see, the canteen, it's still pumping away here. Let's go and check out what the coaches have got to say at halftime. We'll try and go into the inner sanctum and see what Matt Lantry has got. Check this out. This is how quickly the water's going today. They're up to their 12th barrel load of Never Fail Springs. How's the Chubba Chops going?
Oh, sold out nearly.
Sold out.
It's about only a couple of...
And the Smith's Crisps, I see that they're just about gone as well. Good stuff. Everybody loves a Smith's Crisp. Also, our raffle man is still here. A lot of hats around as well. We've got a lot of... Here's our mate over here before we go into the sheds. One of Bar TV's favourites. What are you doing?
Supporting the brothers that are playing for West, so big Mark Tafua and the boys. So.
You've gone all right.
Yeah, he's playing some good footy and very dominant, so it's good to see him at that age still dominating in the local league, yeah. So
Good to see you.
Yeah, very good to see you.
One of our Bar TV favourites.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you next time. See you, mate. Enjoy the drink. All right, we're coming around here. All the kids. How are you kids? Well, how's the chips?
Yeah, good.
Eddie cooked them.
Yeah.
He loves them. Tap water's good. Good stuff. All right, well, this is where it all happens here. This is the inner sanctum of Western Suburbs. We just have to be quiet here because this is what happens, as you can see here, as we turn around. This is Matt Lantry just giving the instructions to the players at halftime. I spoke to Matt Lantry earlier this morning. He is happy for us to take pictures, to take the viewer, you, wherever you are around Australia, into the inner sanctum. This is never seen before footage on Bar TV Sports. So, as you can see, it's a pretty relaxed environment at this stage. The players are around. On the left-hand side of the screen there, you can see Callan Richardson. They've got the trainers here, and also we've got Ryan Walker over there as well. We've also got a number of players about to come back out onto the field. The referee, as you could hear there was the door knock. John Taylor, he's refereeing our clash this afternoon. He's having a good job. He's just given the bell, which is the knock here in the Newcastle Rugby League. And we might walk out onto the field right now with our pink officials. John Taylor, of course, leading the boys back out onto the field, doing a fantastic job. There he is. Got the Steeden ball ready to kick off. Of course, sponsored by the good guys. So Western Suburbs now. They're about to come back out onto the field. A glorious afternoon for Newcastle Rugby League. As you can have a look around the crowd here. We'll take you over to the bench and we'll show you exactly what happens for the players when they come out onto the field. This is where it all happens. This is where the players sit down, rejuvenate. They've got the bags here for warming up, of course. They've got the Powerade bottles. And this just gives you a sense of the theatre here at Townsend Oval of what these players come out onto. You can hear the ground announcer. A lot of people ask us on Bar TV Sports, where does this ground announcer perch himself? Well, over there in the clock tower is where he comes from. That's where all the entertainment, that's where he actually revs up this huge crowd. But take a look around the ground, folks, and this is the crowd that Souths love to play in front of. They come here and do it for this crowd. The photographers are here, of course, snapping from Western Suburbs. They've brought their own official photographers. We've got the Newcastle Herald here. And this is what grassroots football is all about. The kids on the field having a bit of a run, throwing a suspect ball out the back to their mates. And we're just waiting now for the sides to come out. Well, as you could see, that was the 5-minute knock, I guess. And the crowd, well, they're just waiting in anticipation at the moment, aren't they, folks, for Western Suburbs to come back out on the fields. 14 points to 4. We've seen a fantastic first half of football. Cleland picking up 2 tries in the space of 10 minutes. How good was that? And I might add, converting his own try as well. And don't forget, Channel 9 on Wednesday night, the State of Origin around the pubs and the clubs here in Newcastle. Of course, pub trivia is associated with Bar TV Sports, and wherever you are on Wednesday night, you might even be able to have Bar TV Sports Origin and trivia. We'll bounce back up into the commentary box. I'll do that, but we'll keep an eye on Brad Ty. There he is there, just giving us the thumbs up as well. Alatini as well. So David Dryden's up in the commentary box, and we'll be back for the second half here. 10-point ball game. Souths, it's all in front of them in the second half. Mark Morrissey's over here. I might have a few minutes to have a chat with Mark. Of course, Mark Morrissey is the assistant coach to Matt Lantry. Of course, took the Newcastle Knights to the Harold Matthews Premiership in 2017. Still on a high?
Still on a high, mate. It doesn't last. We'll cherish them memories forever.
What's Lantry said to the boys, mate, at half-time?
Yeah, just talk about completions. Their play count's way in front of ours, so we just got to make sure that we go through our sets and get there, and the floodgates will open if we can hold on to the ball.
Good luck, mate.
Thank you very much.
We'll go back up into the commentary box. We'll be back with the second half after this break.
So we're just about to kick off here. Second half about to start with young Sammy kicking left to right on the screen as Pete heads back up to the box. Be interesting to see the insights that he got from in the sheds for the first couple of times. Walking up here with a couple of cartons of chips as well, young Pete. Welcome back.
It's good to be back. What have we missed, Dave?
Not much, mate. Just on the third or fourth tackle here from the boys.
So South here coming out of the southern end of the second half, trailing by 10, but we know they're capable of coming back. Western Suburbs, what do you think their coach had to say at half-time, mate?
Oh, Matty probably just would have asked for them to make it a bit cleaner in their sets. Eliminate the errors, that few errors that they have had, and I'd say he probably just would have asked for it a bit cleaner.
So Western Suburbs heading it up to the 10-metre line. Little Richardson come onto the ball. Here he is now. The fiery redhead.
Yeah, fiery little redhead he is. Trying to get a penalty there, and he got it too.
John Taylor hasn't given too many penalties off the whistle here this afternoon. Keeping this game flowing as much as he can, which is always good for a referee to do that.
Yeah, and it's good for the spectators as well, and everyone wants to see a free-flowing game, so it'd be good to see if he leaves his whistle in the pocket, but Johnny might reverse it, actually. He might go the other way and start blowing a few penalties. Little short side play there from Mannion and Sammy.
Dave Dryden in the Sunday afternoon commentary box. Great to have him here. This is Herman. He hits it up and powers down to the 30-metre line before he's wrapped up there by Higgins. He'll get up and play the ball. 3 minutes gone in the second half. Knight now sending it away. Back it comes this time now to Keenan. Giving it away now to Mannion. And he's dropped down now about 10 metres out from the South Sydney line, I was going to say, South Newcastle line. Back there now to Herman. Gives it away to Walker. He takes him on and he's dropped down only a metre out from the line. Western Suburbs on a roll. Petro, Ty kicking. They're chasing and they'll score! Try! What it was too. Was that Alatini?
Yeah, I think it's little Jimmy Elias there, sprinting through. Is that his first try for the year, or he might have got one early on. I'm not quite sure, but
Let's have a look at this.
big Petro from dummy half. Yeah, Jimmy Elias.
And he got the ball down in the nick of time too, Dave.
Yeah, right before the dead ball line.
Sensational stuff. And these in goals, they're pretty short, and to come down with that type of try, that's athleticism at its finest.
Yeah, it was good.
You would have even scored a try like that.
Oh, I think I might have.
Yeah, I reckon so.
I was watching reserve grade when they were putting their kicks in, and they were running all the way through. Who's that laying down there? Is that the skip?
I can't really tell from that angle. Can we go back to that same shot?
That wouldn't be Mark. He's normally on the massage table for about an hour. He wouldn't need another rub, would he?
Here's the kick. It's coming back around. The touch judges like it. Flags are up.
Nice kick there from Sammy. I think that's the shape that he wants off the golf tee as well. He would like that.
Just talk us through. I think it's
it's Whitty.
Whitty.
Oh, big wits.
I enjoyed that.
Might be a bit tired, old wits. Must be all the gym work that he does.
In the West Gym, of course.
Yeah, I see him a fair bit at Cardiff Balance there. He's a lot of the times in front of the mirror, old wits. It's not really in the front of the weights, it's in front of the mirror. Loves a good bicep session, old wits. Be interesting to see South D now after that try. I think they'll be a little bit filthy.
Williams. Still going. What a run.
It's deceptively strong, Simo.
Knight. Down to the 30-metre line. It's the last tackle here. They're going to go high. Very high.
Good
Wormsley
Good
says,
take.
I'm not going to take that. Got a penalty forthcoming to the Rosellas here. So Johnny Taylor stopped the clock here as well.
Didn't think there was that much in.
No, it didn't look like there was too much in it from the naked eye.
Sammy might have been watching the EPL replay or something, took a bit of a dive, made it look a little bit worse than what it was.
Arsenal fan?
Chelsea.
Yeah.
From a while ago. I used to play soccer when I was younger, so I used to like following, what most dads do. You follow your dad, and he was a big Chelsea fan.
So, mate, what is we get a lot of new people to the Newcastle Rugby League. We might just stick with this, then we'll come back to the Dave Dryden story.
Yep.
Inside the 20. Knight again, surveying his options. Walker, out the back. There's a gap. They'll run to that gap. That's Keenan. Only 8 metres away on Sunday afternoon football. Herman. Nearly over.
Dropped it.
He's lost it in trying to get over. The Dave Dryden story. This is your life. Mate, where did it all start for you?
Mate, it started at West when I was, I didn't start playing until I was 16. So I was a little bit, I started off at playing soccer. I was a soccer boy till 12, 13 and wasn't really a fan. I ended up started playing golf and then, started footy. Bit of a traveller with footy teams. I've been a bit, went to Terrace and then had a few years here at South and then went back to West. Had a year at Curry and then come back to West and been here since. So got my life membership here at West 2 years ago, I think. So, back here for the long haul, I think.
It's Glanville giving it away to Keelan, who in turns goes one wider to find Jake Lawrence. Speaking of Lawrence, to the 40-metre line. So Bar TV Sports, the match of the round here, inside the 40.
It's a good kick.
Over the head of Richardson. He's got Ty if he wants to pass it, but he says, no, I'm just going to go straight into Manafoa.
Yeah, it's good D. Good kick chase there from South.
Williams again. Dumped on his back. 21 metres out. 20 points to 4. 7 minutes gone in the second half here in front of a decent-sized crowd in here in attendance of Old Boys Day 2017 here at the club. We've taken you around the inner sanctum here this afternoon. A lot of the people downstairs, they're all volunteers supporting Newcastle Rugby League grassroots football. This is Petro. Hits it up on the last tackle. Here comes the kick. This time it's away from Walmsley, and he says, I'm hoping this ball will go way, way into the pavilion area.
Yeah, he might be a little bit disappointed, Sammy, on that kick. I know he was working on that last week, try to keep the ball in play, so he might be a little bit disappointed there.
So Jade Porter, mate, he's been out for a number of weeks, an eye socket. I understand he could be back within the next week or so.
Yeah, so he was just waiting on the specialist the last few weeks, and I think he said maybe next week with his eye injury. He said, but I think next week's only 80%, so he might leave it another week later and make it a little bit stronger. I'm not quite sure with Ports. Keeps his cards close to the chest.
Of course, doing great things out there with the under-7s at the Cardiff Cougars.
Yeah, his girl, Emmy, she's a little gun. We watched her last week. Definitely got her mother's pace, Emmy. She doesn't have dad's pace, but she's a little gun. It's good coaching the young fellas. Me and Wow's, Warren Shillings, we coach our two boys for Cardiff under 6s, so it's good. You get a lot of enjoyment helping the real young kids out.
Big production here at Bar TV Sports here this afternoon too, Dave. We've got the weather girl, Audrey, on camera here this afternoon as well. We'll give you a live shot of Audrey. You would know her from the breakfast bar. And she got the weather correct for Sunday afternoon football. She said it would be about 21 degrees come 4 o'clock. I think she's on the money. Dave.
Yep, I think so too.
She might be on Pony Boys before she knows it.
How do you like Pony Boys? Do you like their show?
It's interesting. Have they given you a tip yet, Dave?
Nah, mate, none.
You've got to watch it. That's the tip, mate.
Oh, okay.
Inside the 20.
I try to get my tips off Brad Ty. Sends me about 1,000. I don't think I've got one back the winner yet.
This is Petro. He's trying to back a winner. It's about 100 to 1 to get a try from there. Knight. The odds are coming into his favour if he can offload it. This is where they're dangerous. They're even money out here if they can spin the football. This is exactly what they do. Richardson's over. Oh, always put your money on a favourite from there.
Yeah, that was a good try from the Red Nut. It was good. Found the line nice and early.
Everybody loves a Red Nut. And there he is on screen now. Richardson. Loves it. Have a look at this. Well, we said the odds were drifting, but then all of a sudden they firmed on the tote. And have a look at this. Callan Richardson. He had a bit of work to do, but the Red Nut, he's no nut.
He's paying about $1 to finish that from there. He knows how to find the line, Rich. I'm surprised he didn't do his quad or his hammy. He's coming back from injury, so that's good to see him get that try.
$1.
$1 from 5 out, 5-10 out. It's hard to stop, Richard.
The Pony Boys would like that.
See if he does his arm thing again, or young Sammy.
Half of the Pony Boys winners are in the same money dividend. Here's the kick from the touchline. It's coming back around. Oh, it's just waved away.
Just not enough.
Of course, I'm just alluding to Pony Boys. Audrey on camera doing a fantastic job in the grandstand along with Paul, our production team here this afternoon, led of course by Bo, been with Bar TV now for a number of years, pushing the buttons. They're the buttons he's pushing right now. Look at that, pinpoint accuracy. Speaking of pushing buttons, Western Suburbs, they're pushing South buttons right to the end degree and still continuing to do so. 20-point ball game here. Mate, what was the talk from Matt Lantry this week at training heading into a clash with Souths? What was he worried about? Was he worried about Souths, or was it just about getting your own thing right?
Matty pinpoints, a couple of things out from the opposition, but he's more about what we need to work on and what the boys have to improve on from last week. And the big thing that Matty thought was a bit of a negative was just the concentration errors. So, like I said, we went straight to work on that on Tuesday night, and it seemed to pay dividend with the little short touches that have come off. I don't know if you'll be happy about that kick from Matty Herman. Might have wanted to keep that in.
It's interesting to watch the body language of both coaches, Ben Cross and Matt Lantry.
Yeah.
I mean, Ben Cross is just behind us. He likes to be by himself by the looks of things, and he's just talking to the trainers on the touchline non-stop throughout the match.
Yeah, he's still a big boy, so we better not talk too loud. He might come down and clip us over the back of the head.
And then, of course, on the other side of the coin, Matt Lantry, well, he's up in the grandstand with his assistants and that. And, always a great insight to see how coaches actually approach a first-grade game and as well. So here's a penalty off the whistle of Taylor. So they're going to just take the tap here and get on with it. And Piccioni does that in a way he only knows how. Higgins are waiting in a dummy half. God, this bloke here with the football, doesn't he remind me, Livick, of Sam Thaiday? Definitely dead set ringer.
He'll be happy with that compliment,
Thaiday,
James.
have a look at him. They go from dummy half. Livick again. He's going to get there. Oh, Livick. What a try. Move over Thaiday. We've got Livick.
Big James.
Oh, the crowd goes up.
They're going crazy.
I don't know about you, but we need to send this clip to the footy show. And the Thaiday.
Yeah.
Have a look at this. He wasn't expecting the football. Higgins says, here you go, Livick. Have a crack.
Yeah, he done well to stay alive there, young James.
He loves it.
Scores a try as he's pulling his jocks up. Right, well done.
There he is. Take a look at him. Suits the colours.
He was a bit of a cult hero. He was here a few years ago in the local comp. He was at Central. Big. He was a bit big back then. So he's done pretty well to lose a few kgs. He's inspired. He's got a bit of inspiration to play at a bit higher level. So well done to Big James there. He's looking good.
That's what I miss about in the National Rugby League. Apart from the likes of Thaiday, that is just traditional prop sort of stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it is.
These days, they're all the same. The winger, the fullback, and the hooker. Here's the kick. Looks okay. He's got it. Yep. Wormsley converts the try. So Western Suburbs, they're still there. He is again. We can't take our eyes off him, and the crowd behind him, they can't as well from that angle.
Yeah, he actually won. Scored the winning try for us one year in the knockout. Big James come on and barged over a few fellas and scored into the try, and we absolutely went crazy for about 4 days after that. So it's good to see James in Newcastle. He'll charge on to this big. Oh, jinxed him.
Put your house on it, he'll get a touch shortly. There he is, just off the right-hand side of camera. So Souths dodging Livick. He's not having a touch yet. Stand by, Australia. Here he comes now. Livick. What a name, too.
Big James. Good bloodlines, too. James.
Here's a chance. They've gone straight into the gap. Williams chasing. Oh, Williams has got the hand of the football, and he's come down with it. That's why he was chasing it. Come up with a play like that, and the crowd go wild.
And the crowd's not happy. I haven't heard that language for about 30 years, I don't think.
It's always great to come here to Townsend Oval. Doesn't matter if Souths are up by 40 or down by 40. The vibe that comes from the crowd here just sets the place on fire.
Yeah, in the crowds is good. You don't really hear much from when you're out there playing, which is a bit of a downer. But when you're sitting around, you can hear it all.
This is what we're talking about.
Very vocal.
Grassroots rugby league bringing the crowd in fine voice because of a play like this. And Mark's like, come on.
Yeah, someone stole his pocket money, I think. Look at that face. I can hear a few Reggie's boys from West yelling out, giving it back to the crowd. I think young Matt Castley's trying to give some back. Good bloke, Cass. Got a body like Will Farrell out of old school.
South here. 14-point ball game. Still a long way to go in this match. Stay with us on Sunday Rugby League. Taking you right into the guts of the action. Our camera's getting right in there as quickly as we can. And that is why we go in so quickly, to give the viewer at home the perfect illustration of why that penalty was forthcoming. They're just going to take the tap and run onto it. That's what we like, getting in tight.
They might have got the word from the coach to play up-tempo footy as Higo goes
Higgins straight through. Support under the post they go. Oh, Brendan Simpson put his name up in lights.
Yeah, and that's the dangerous sort of attributes that Higo has. He's very smart, times his runs very well, and like I said, they've just come out and they've got a few penalties south, and they just seem to want to get on with the job and play a bit up-tempo. Crossy might think that might be a bit of a weakness from the boys, but look at that. He goes straight through.
It's a filler falling off him. Support looming, and Simpson goes under the post, and look at Higgins there.
Just showing why you got Player of the Year or Man of the Match in the grand final last year. He go there.
There's your try scorer.
Good effort from the big fella to support Higo too. Special effort there.
I think we've got the double for Afros. The 4 in Manafoa, right in front of our cameras here. And Livick. You think there's some sort of bet going on who can have the biggest hairstyle by the end of the year?
Yeah, James had probably, he must have had a trim lately because it was a bit bigger. It's a bit bigger, James.
Look at this. Impressive.
Imagine,
you're telling me it can get bigger than that?
Oh, I don't know about the 4, but James Livock probably could get it a bit bigger. I've seen it bigger.
Have you?
Interesting to see how the boys come back here.
As the seaplane comes across the beach on its way to Double Bay in Sydney. They're back here.
Does that pick you up and take you home, Pete?
Yes. No. I've got the horse out the front. You want to come for a ride? How do you get home?
Car.
Oh, that's modern. You're a modern man, Dave. Modern driver. Never been on the seaplane. Have you been on the seaplane?
Nah, mate, no.
Wouldn't mind going for a ride on the seaplane. I'll just ask the crowd. We've got the crowd amongst us. I've got one of the little kiddies here watching Glanville hit this up. But we might just come back to the opinions in a moment, because this is Walmsley inside the 40. Last tackle, the crowd telling them to get on side. Back it comes this time now to Glanville. Ties underneath it. He's dropped the ball. Oh, you would think we were at Liverpool. You would think we were at Liverpool with that chant. Where are we, Dave? Enfield or Liverpool?
Oh, can you give us a "We'll Never Walk Alone"?
And you walk all together now. Well, you've got to hold your head up high, and he'll need to do that after this. He'll hold his head up high, like the song, and he'll never walk alone. And he never has, and he never will.
No, I don't think he will either.
No. I don't know if we've got the song on YouTube, but I can hear the lyrics coming in now, can't you? Can you hear that in the background?
The young boys up the back have got a nice little chant going on.
Oh, this is rugby league at its best, and Souths are coming back. This is Peterson. He's inside the 10. The crowd. Oh, you would think we were at ANZ Stadium, State of Origin 4 weeks earlier with this sort of noise and racket. Back it comes this now to Manafoa. He wishes he was there too, playing probably for the Blues if he was born here. I don't think that's the case. Back to Higgins. Higgins! His brother. Lost it.
Lock on.
Great defence by Western Suburbs though.
Yeah, it was good. The boys were coming from the inside, which is something that they work on at training, and played dividend there as the crowd give their opinion on that decision.
Do you feel that the crowd's getting closer to us?
It does feel that way, doesn't
This
it?
is what we love. If the crowd want to gather around for special effects, come on down. You go to so many stadiums around the world for sports commentary. I mean, you mind you, I've only been to a couple, but they've got these enclosed boxes and you can't hear the crowd.
Yep.
But you come here and you're amongst the thick of it. How good's this, Dave?
Yeah, it's good. I like a vocal crowd. Some of the grounds I like playing at Curry, they're good. Nice and close to the sledges. It gives you a bit of adrenaline, so yeah, it's good.
Knight. He says, let's bang it out of the leather of the boot. The ball's going to sit up now for Flanagan. And he runs straight back into the welcoming reception committee. And he's brought down there by Peter Mannion. He's 30 metres out from his own line. Now it comes back to Afu. He now fires it up to the 30-metre line, and he's dropped down there, of course, by Baker. What a game of Newcastle Rugby League. 8-point ball game, and Souths are trying to claw their way back into the contest. 15 minutes remaining here on Bar TV Sports, right around the World Wide Web, streaming on
Big James for a hit up.
YouTube. And now they're seeing this man charging forward. Levick pops it out the back. They've got a space up the middle of the field. They elect the juggle and brought down. 38 metres out from the line. Last tackle now for Souths. It comes back there now to a running ball player. This is Piccioni. Does he know it's the last tackle? Oh, I don't think he did. I don't think he did.
He might have thought he was a chance to break through there and backed himself.
And Chillings comes back up with the ball for Western Suburbs. There's our man, Richardson. Jumped into the ground. There he is again, Levick. Oh, you could just make a highlights reel out of Levick. Look at him again. He's not in it again here, is he? He's about to come into screen. There he is. He wants to get into the highlights reel again now. The afro has been pulled. But look at his white teeth. That's a Colgate smile if you've ever seen one. Colgate Levick.
Might be his new nickname, I think.
Colgate. Look at this. This is a man that never says die for Souths. Well, you can't slap either in Newcastle Rugby League, can you? But you might be able to pull on the earlobes.
Yeah. I think he might be a bit...
Did you enjoy that?
That was good.
Thank you. I'm going to ask the crowd. Did you enjoy that? They said that was awesome. It was awesome. That's why we're broadcasting this. We've been broadcasting Newcastle Rugby League for 4 years, but this one has got to be up there in the top two for the entertainment dollar. Baker! Come and get me, he says. This is Knight. He goes from dummy half. He finds Walker. Tie. Giving it away. Try to Ellis. Ellis is in. Ellis is in. Off the back of some fine entertainment here. And the crowd don't like it. Let's just pause and listen to this. They've stopped on cue.
They stopped right on cue then.
They didn't want to be done.
Yeah. South boys might be a little disappointed there. They were really firing up and a couple of shots on there, and then that's really slick just there from Brad to Jimmy Elias for the try in the corner. The crowd's firing up big time.
Oh, this is fantastic, and this is why they're not very happy, because the opposition were able to score in the corner, and they think that might have took a little bit of gas out of them. But I'll tell you what, how about the shoulder of Wormsley? Yeah. How would he be feeling, Big Dave Dryden?
Yeah, I think he might be a bit filthy there. If they went up to the bunker, might have got the decision reversed. But good lead-up work there by West. Good D too by South. A couple of big shots in there from Big James. Seems to be a bit fired up.
This is why you love coming to the football.
Mate,
this is why you love playing footy.
It is. Be good to see how Schiller responds to that. I don't think he'd be happy from James putting a nice little shot on him there. So, yeah, it'd be good to see his response.
Getting a bit dark here too.
Yeah, the floodlight's going to come on.
The crowd's come on again. Trying to put him off from the touchline. Let's see if they can put him off. No, they can't.
That's quieted them up a little bit.
This is what it's all about. If you haven't been to a Newcastle Rugby League match, try and get down to one next week. The admission price just sets the place on fire. Talking about adrenaline. How good is it?
It's worth the $6 entry fee.
I don't think these lads have been home from last night at King Street Hotel. Did you see a few down there, Dave? Where were you last night, mate?
I was at home, tucked in bed. I haven't been to King Street for about 5 years.
Is it still there?
Yeah.
You'd be back in the Jolly Roger days.
Oh,
King
geez.
Street. How good was the contest there?
Yeah,
just like the contest here.
That was a good shot. He's fired up now, Schiller.
What about the world's biggest disco? I'd love to see these two on your screen at the world's biggest disco.
Yeah.
Shillings and big old Sam Thaiday.
He's light on his feet dancing too, Big James.
Oh, Baker. Just give it to me.
Got a couple of people down.
They used to go down like this about 3 a.m. on the world's biggest dance floor too at the Workers.
Yeah. Well, like that at the Jolly Roger too. Geez, you used to have to watch your drinks back then. Adam Bettridge used to come along and drink them all.
Good afternoon, Adam.
My phone's on fire now. He's messaging me, telling him to leave him alone.
And we'd just like to send our best wishes to Finn.
Yeah, Fridgie. He's just talking to a few of the boys before, and he's really doing good from all reports. So mate, it's great to see the improvements that he's having. So he's a fighter, but old Fridgie, he was always going to come out of that. I know it was a bit of a dark stage there for a while, but he was always going to come out of that.
Walker kicking for himself, pushes one out the way. They tow it ahead again. Picked up by Flanagan, and he's been picked up by Walker.
Yeah, it's a good tackle.
Hope you're enjoying this back at home, like everybody here at the stands, enjoying this contest. We're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, though, the home side, but it's been an entertaining match.
There he is, Shiloh. He must have been a bit fired up. A couple of good shots back on.
Livick. They don't want to put him into the ground. They can't. They're picking him up like trying to pick King Kong off the off the fence. Here's a chance out wide. They're trying to bang them into the field. Oh, go and get that.
He's had a good game, young Luke.
Last tackle. There goes the kick. Over the top of Richardson. Ty, there he goes. We know he can run. We know he can offload. He's still running. He's slow. That's not nice to see.
Good shot.
Looks like he's doing the... yeah, that was a good shot. Looks like he was doing the Samba or Dancing with the Stars. But Peterson lines him up.
Yeah, that's a great
Hit him
shot.
with everything but the kitchen toolkit.
He's a strong ball runner, Willis, so that was a good shot from the 14 from South.
10 minutes ago on Sleepy's. Well, Sleepy's Days is coming up too. We don't forget that. I want to also say there is a man. Listen to this. Listen to this. If we were at Enfield, they'll be out the back door by now. But what I want to say, Mr. Dryden, is that Peter Sleep went for a few scans throughout the week, and we know he's doing tremendous things at the moment, on and off the field, so to speak. And over the years, we all know the Peter Sleep story, but everybody's thinking of Peter Sleep and doing great things here at Souths.
Yeah, mate. They have their special day at the end of the year, so he's a pretty big figure at the club. And I know when I played here, you got the pep talk before you ran on, and it definitely made you lift. So yeah, I hope he's all the best to him, and I'm sure the club gets right behind him.
And of course, the Sportsman's Lunch is at South Newcastle Leagues Club next Friday. And if you would like to go down... Oh, look at him again! Oh, we need to put a highlights reel of this bloke together and put it on the highlights reel and just keep pumping it out. Here he is again. Oh, he's the pumper Thothera. Oh, he's lost it. Let's make it the highlights of everything that we witnessed this year in memory of him, Levick.
Yeah, Big James is fired up.
If you were out there, would you handle him?
Oh, I don't know how I'd handle Big James. I wouldn't be running straight at him, that's for sure. Maybe a little bit of footwork on him. Try to. I don't have much, but...
Lost it there. Penalty, stripped. Crowd will like that. Yeah, but what I was just saying, Dave, I don't know what you're doing next Friday, but the Sportsman's Lunch is at South Newcastle. And Craig Bellamy, the Melbourne Storm coach, he'll be in town, and bookings are available online at southleagues.com.au or call 4902 7600. So the Sportsman's Lunch next Friday at South Newcastle Leagues Club, and the guest speaker will be the Melbourne coach, Craig Bellamy.
Wouldn't be a bad little function to go to with Craig there. Be good to pick his brain. Pretty successful coach.
Here he is. I'd love to pick this man's brain. I'd just like to touch his hair. Levick out the back door for Pulei inside the 10. What a game of Sunday afternoon rugby league right here on the home of Newcastle Rugby League. The crowd are having a ball of a time. 5 metres out. Higgins intercepted. Wests to the 30-metre line of their own end of the field.
Unlucky for South there. They look like they were going to go in.
Walker. Here they go. Look at them in full flight if they can get away. They can't, because the Lions are there to tame them. And Alatini's wrapped up right on halfway. Peterson over the top, along with Brendan Simpson. And also Affleck. So 4 minutes remaining here at Townsend Oval on a brilliant day for Western Suburbs fans. It's been up there with, I think, one of the most entertaining rugby league games that we have streamed in 4 years.
Is that a punch?
We'll come back to that. Here's the kick downtown. Richardson's in there along with Williams, and they're going to drive the Lion back into his den and have him for dinner.
Pretty good result there for the boys with 4 minutes left. I think that's what they wanted, so... bit of a coach killer. South on their line, throwing the intercept. And then now their set of 6 are going to get a repeat. So hopefully there's a few more big shots. Big James might come out. Been on fire lately the last 5 minutes.
Crowd swelled up. They've all been watching the stream and they've seen Livick in action and they've walked in the gate.
Flooding through the gates.
Flooding through the gates. Baker.
There we go, they're short down the left side.
Stone. Here they come again. Here's a chance. Alatini. Alatini somersaulting his way over for possibly the last try of the match.
Yeah, that was a good try. Willis must have seen that cameraman again, and a bit of an acrobat try there.
Nearly
for Willis.
cleaned him up last week.
Yeah,
How good was that?
Yeah. Said when we were doing video review that he seen the photographer there, so he put a bit of a dive on, entertained the crowd.
Well, stay with us, ladies and gentlemen, because after we see this try from a flying Alatini, we're going to probably see a few more interviews being taken place down on the field. In fact, we might do that. We're just getting the word from our director, who's parked himself out in this oak cheap truck out here. He's just saying we're going to have live interviews and we've got unlimited access, Dave, inside your dressing shed.
Right,
Matt Lantry's opened the floodgates.
Has he?
He's inviting us in.
Oh, nice.
How good's that?
Is that a first? First for Newcastle?
It's a first.
Yeah, nice.
We might see you down there. We might have to...
Behind the scenes.
Give you the mic, mate.
Oh, mate, I'll take the mic in.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll take it in and interview a few of the boys.
Good stuff. Well, you stick with us,
yeah,
like you
right,
have
mate.
for the last 80 minutes and like you have for West for the last couple of years as well.
Yeah. Might go interview young Shillings, and see how he liked that couple of big hits from his mate. He might shy away. Put my money on that he shies away.
They tried to put him off with his last kick from the touchline and that failed. Will history repeat itself in this one?
Oh, waved away.
They put him off, but it doesn't really matter, does it, Dave? It's 32 points to 18 with 2.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, I don't think that's a true indicator of the game either. I think it was it's a pretty good game besides a few errors. Pretty physical.
It has been a physical game.
Yeah, a few big shots on. Highlight reel for NBN.
It's been the most physical clash, I think, we've live streamed in 4 years of rugby league here on Bar TV Sports. Souths, yes, they haven't been able to take away the 2 competition points, but they've been able to, along with Western Suburbs, really turn on an absolute spectacle for this parochial crowd in here, and they'll be back.
Yeah, a few of the boys will be a bit sore tomorrow, so I'll get something out of it, I guess, South.
So inside the last 19 seconds here on Bar TV Sports, we'll be hitting the ground very shortly. The scrum, I don't think it's going to have time to pack. 5 seconds to go. 3 seconds to go. The crowd counting it down. Sunday afternoon football has come to an end, and Western Suburbs have come here to Townsend Oval, and they are victorious over the Lions full time by 32 points to 18. Well, Dave, we're not going to muck around. You're coming with me. We're going down, and we're going to interview the players.
Righto, sounds good.
Sounds good?
Sounds good.
All right, then. So we're just going to keep the stream rolling here right now, and we are going to head down onto the field. Dave Dryden, he'll be with us to interview his own teammates. Mate, before we head downstairs, who do you think will get the players' player for the Rosellas this afternoon?
Mate, not quite sure. I'll probably say Walks. Ryan Walker played pretty well, steadied the ship there in the second half. So I'd say Walks will probably get my 3 votes.
Okay, we're just going to pause for a moment. We'll be back in about 30 seconds with our player of the match right here on the home of Newcastle Rugby League, Bar TV Sports. Now then.
Big fella pushing me.
Yeah, it's all good.
There we are. Alright, we're just in the sheds right now with Matt Lantry. He's just going to have a quick word to his boys, and then we'll have the team song. So this is never seen vision before inside the dressing sheds. Simon Williams there. And everybody having a fantastic game. So Matt Lantry just telling his boys what he really enjoyed from them. Just saying that they made the most of it. And this was saying that they were able to put bigger blocks of quality together. And that was really what he wanted from his troops. And he's just saying that's what he got from them. So just check this out. This is how Western Suburbs celebrate victory here in the Newcastle Rugby League. A very proud club. And check this out. Well, how good was that? Got Dave Dryden with me. Dave, you're going to do a few of the interviews right now with me. Mate, I'll give you the microphone and do your thing. Who's our first culprit? Mr. Richardson is right in front of you.
Oh, do we want to go see the skip? We'll go get the skip, straight up. He's got his shirt off, he loves that. Let's go. Excuse us, Monty. Grr. Hello, Mark, hey. How you doing, buddy?
Hey!
What's happening?
How you going, mate?
Good, mate, good. Bit of a reverse roll here, mate.
Yeah.
You normally do it. You normally ask a question, so we're going to ask you. Mate, how's that?
It was good. It was tough. It was physical. Like, South really dug deep there to try and make a ball game out of it. I didn't say that. We made it hard for ourselves, but to our credit, the boys dug deep, and that last 15 minutes, put the icing on the cake.
Yeah, nice. And the calf come back from injury, so that pulled up all right?
Yeah, it was good, mate. It was good. I had you wearing the jersey, so it's stretched out a bit, like around the stomach. It's a bit stretched out. So.
Yeah, but it would have been real tight around your arms, wouldn't they?
No, they're a bit loose, mate. They're a bit loose.
Damn it. So it's so obviously you've just finished playing a game and shirt off and that. But at the gym on a Monday morning, you've always got your shirt off as well, coaching, doing your classes as well. So is that something that you like doing?
I try. I see you do it, so I'll just do it anyway.
Mate, not my shirt. My shirt's always on. I work out in the jumper. Nah, good game, mate. Welcome. Good to have you back. Righto. We'll go. We'll go talk to Sammy Keenan. Samuel. Hello, mate. Good, mate. How was that?
Yeah, mate, it was good. Back at the old stomping ground, so good to get the W.
Now, I done a bit of commentating with Pete up there, and I thought you might have had a bit of adrenaline kicking in from the rep game yesterday. Is your missus here? Because two tries, bagged the double in the first half.
Yeah, she is here, so
they were for her.
They were for her, mate. Bit of treatment tonight.
And that love heart that you write on your tape, is that for her?
No, mate, that's for you.
Good reply. And your little arm, is that a golf thing you've been practicing on?
Swing, mate. It didn't really work today, but that's telling me to kick through the ball, the old golf swing.
Nice, and we've got a little bit of a piece up here with the chopping block. Brendan Simpson. So what's that for, mate? You want to give a bit of an insight on what that is?
Yeah, just to tire the big fella out. He's their engine room, so trying to get at him and work him over, mate.
Nice. Well done, mate. Good game.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
We'll head over. Big Wits. We'll go see Wits. Samurai, the last samurai. Witty! Hello, son. How are you? Oh, see that? Didn't do the West shake.
Oh, sorry, mate.
That's better. Mate, how's that?
Pretty physical game. I thought we held them out for 60 minutes in defence, and I think our last 20 minutes in their period just put us sacked off.
And so there was a fair few big shots out there. How would you compare that to maybe like the game that you played with the Cook Islands?
I found coming back to A grade more physical. Just going back into the Cook Islands game was just pretty much fast speed, and I was just lucky enough to get away from the big hits.
Yeah, nice. And I just said to Mark, you two have got something in common. You're both shirtless now, and you both like your shirt off at the gym as well. I seen you there on Friday, Arvo, with your shirt off. You want to tell us about that?
Well, there's a movie coming out, Baywatch. The Rock sent me The Rock's my uncle, anyway.
So,
He sent me an invitation and just said, hey, take your shirt off for us and give us a shout out. So shout out to The Rock.
Do you want to give us a people's elbow, people's eyebrow? Oh, there you go. Who else? Where's Shillo? We'll see if we can get Shillo. Oh, okay, we'll go to Stoney. a.k.a. Bieber. Justin, how's that, mate? You enjoy that?
Yeah, it was good to get a win. Disappointed with my performance in some areas, but next week.
Yep. And do you want to give the viewers a bit of an insight on why you've got the Justin Bieber haircut going?
Oh, change is as good as holiday, I reckon, Drido. You know that.
Right, no try today. A bit filthy on that.
No, mate, I'm just happy to get the win.
Righto, mate, recover well. We'll try to find, where is he? Righto, we'll hand you back to Pete. He's going to talk to Moz.
Well, how entertaining was that? Big Dave Dryden on the microphone. Mate, we got Mark Morrissey again. We had a chat at half-time, and the talk was just to go on with it, and the boys did exactly that.
Yeah, they did exactly as Matty said. He spoke about momentum flow and percentage rates, and they held the ball for the remainder of their sets and kicked on with the win.
So was he very happy with one thing or another?
Yeah, he just said that at a percentage of the game we had a fair patch where we needed to be better at. If we can get that going forward, we'll be a lot harder to beat.
All right, well, thanks very much for that, mate. And we're live right now, and anyone at home might be watching this you'd like to say hello to?
Just say good day to my wife, Peter. She's been a fair footballer's widow from the last 13 years of rugby league, so hi there.
All right, Mark, we'll see you next time on Bar TV.
Thank you very much.
Well, what a day it's been right here on Bar TV Sports. We've taken you right around the ground. We've had a fantastic day, and we'd like to thank Souths for letting us have the access, and also Western Suburbs right here. I hope you've enjoyed it at home. That's what we always try to do here on Bar TV Sports, is to raise the bar every week, and I think just somehow we've found an absolute winner with how the production went today. So we'll be back on deck next week. We'd like to thank Audrey. We'd like to thank everybody, Bo, Paul, and Dave Dryden, of course, pressing the buttons as well on the microphone. If you can push buttons on the microphone, very engaging. So we'll be back next week on Bar TV Sports, but we'll leave you with these pictures right now of a very happy Western Suburbs shed. And aren't they happy over here? Check this out over here. Until next time, we'll see you then.